Our next question is coming from Jay in Saratoga Springs, who has a question about the Small Arms Treaty. Jay, you're on the line with Senator Lee.
I appreciate you taking my call. Just trying to find out an update on the U.S. Small Arms Treaty. My understanding is that if that were passed, treaty law trumps constitutional law. I'm just trying to get a feel for that.
Yeah, okay, great question, Jay. So we do know the Constitution tells us that once a treaty has been ratified by the Senate, and it takes a two-thirds supermajority vote to do that, that it becomes the law of the land. Now, it's not at all clear to me that that would mean that it has the capacity to trump the Constitution, to undo the Constitution, because there is a pretty well settled formula put in place, identified in Article 5 of the Constitution, that tells us how a constitutional amendment has to be adopted. First, it has to be proposed, generally by a two-thirds supermajority vote of both houses of Congress, and then ratified by 3/4 of the states. The only other option is one that has never been used successfully before, one that involves two-thirds of the state legislatures calling on Congress to convene a convention to consider and propose amendments. Congress then convenes that convention. The convention proposes amendments. Those proposed amendments, again, become effective only after they've been ratified by 3/4 of the state legislatures. So in neither of those scenarios would you have the same kind of thing happen as you would have when the Senate just acts to ratify a treaty. In other words, ratification of a treaty doesn't amount to a constitutional amendment, and it should not have that effect. There is nonetheless some ambiguity, and there are lots of reasons why we should avoid ratifying a treaty which we think raises important constitutional questions and which we think might well conflict with important constitutional protections that are in place. These are some of the many reasons why I oppose the Small Arms Treaty and why I will fight tooth and nail to prevent its ratification, now or ever. As long as I serve in the United States Senate and as long as I'm breathing, I will fight to oppose ratification of the Small Arms Treaty.